I believe that were I to have been rammed and dragged, I would react similarly to this cop. Yes.
So and I rammed and dragged 6 months earlier.
That's very recent. That means he was in the hospital 4 months ago.
I'm not saying it's not recent. I'm just underscoring that when you say rammed and dragged, you're not referring to anything that happened around this incident. You're talking about something that happened 6 months before.
He was rammed.
The vehicle made contact with him.
Yes.
Maybe from what I saw, I did from the New York
Times analysis that I saw. Even the New York Times said it appears he was struck.
That was not. I didn't read.
They literally said it.
I didn't read the editorialization or listen to it.
No, they literally said from the video it appears the officer was struck.
I'm not disputing that. Maybe they said that. I'm saying I only watched it. I didn't listen to any of the editorialization. I didn't have the captions on.
What are you talking about?
So just from the consolidated footage of them showing the 2 angles simultaneously, I didn't listen to any of the way that they described the footage. I only viewed it on mute. And from what I saw, it did not look like the vehicle made contact with the officer, but it might have.
See, you're just lying.
Why?
Like, come on. His feet slide on the ground.
Do we want to pull up the New York Times footage?
Let me show you his feet.
Which frames, and I will be willing to concede
I
if I see it make contact. Well, then show it again.
It's wild.
I'll be more than willing to concede if it makes contact. If it looks like it's made contact with the officer.
You now have 4 videos which show contact was made with the officers, and you're like, nah, but I just don't believe it.
Then it should be easy to prove me wrong right now.
I've already showed you the videos.
You can show it to me again, because I did not see at any point a clear instance where it touched him. No, wait. No.
Hold on.
The New York Times one. Are they going to pull up the New York Times one?
Watch the magic officer's feet slide on the ground right here. You see his feet?
We're not supposed to be looking at the
Man, he's better than MJ at that moonwalk. Look at that slide. Look at that slide. 1 foot off the ground, 1 foot sliding backwards because he can shift his weight. Like, you ever see the 1-inch punch from Bruce Lee? Are you going to pull up the New
York Times footage now?
What about the New York Times footage? What's the difference? This is the footage of the incident.
The New York Times shows both angles on top of each other at the same time.
Is this not footage of the incident?
I'm not saying it's not footage. I'm asking,
you want me to play an editorialized video where they're arguing?
You don't have to listen to the editorial. You can play it on mute.
You want the video itself is editorialized.
I want you to pull up the video and you can play it on mute.
I'll pull up their source videos for you.
Why won't you play that video?
Because it's editorialized. Because they edited the footage.
I think now you're the one who actually won't show it because it might
I've already
showed
it.
I
showed it 15 times.
Then show it for a 16th time.
You're asking me to pull up editorialized edited video to prove your point.
Sure.
How about we pull up the source material?
Not to prove my point. To disprove my point, because you're saying
what's the problem with the source material?
Contact between
what's the problem with the raw video?
There's nothing wrong with this, but we can get another angle from the New York Times one that shows both. Why won't you show the New York Times one?
I pulled it up.
Why won't you show the New York Times one? Why won't you show the New York Times one?
I did.
Tim, why won't you show it to me right now and show exactly where the car made contact with the officer?
It's on the screen.
I think it's because you know that there's a good chance that maybe it didn't.
Am I losing my mind?
Show it.
Did I pull the video up just now?
This is not. Is this the New York Times one?
Yes.
No, the New York Times one.
What are you talking about?
The New York Times one is the analysis that shows.
Whoa. You're asking me to pull up the analysis editorial video.
Yeah. The one that shows the two.
See, my presumption was you wanted the video they used showing the other angle because you said you're showing me one angle, so I pulled it up.
Oh,
you're
so
asking for the editorial.
Okay, so you're just confused. No, I'm asking for the New York Times one that shows the two angles synced at the same time.
I get it.
So you
let's
can
slow down. Do you want me to pull up the editorial?
Sure.
Okay, I'll pull up the editorial.
You can pull up what you describe as the editorial. Sure.
It's literally an editorial. It's called an editorial.
You can pull up what you describe as the editorial. Sure.
The literal definition of a video produced by a news organization is called an editorial.
Okay, you can pull up what you describe as the editorial. Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Oh my God. See, this is sophistry.
No, this is being precise with my language and trying to speak with clarity.
The definition of the production, it's not an insult. It's not derisive. The definition of a piece of media produced by a news organization is called an editorial.
Sure.
That's the word. You're like, you call it that. No, the dictionary does.
Yeah, saying what you call is like the left-wing version of the fifth, pleading the fifth.
So here's the New York Times editorial. That's the definition of what it is called. This is not the source material. These are the distinct words we use to describe things. Source material is the original video footage that was released. The editorial is when they combine two videos and make a statement about it.
Okay.
You want to watch the New York Times statement about it. I have no problem with that. So we'll pull that up and go to the point where they, here we go. See, here's the funny thing. This is the video I pulled up when you asked me to pull up the New York Times.
Can you go to the moment where they
show? I will.
Okay,
I just want to make sure this is clear that you literally just tried to argue the same video I pulled up, which is on the New York Times, and that I pulled up was not the video. This is sophistry. You're just lying. Now I'll play the video for everybody.
Trump and others said the federal agent was hit by the SUV.
And I'm going to mute the commentary because I don't know why you want me to play an editorial.
I said you can play it mute. We're only trying to.
And I can't even remove the words they've included that are lies.
You can turn off closed captioning in the bottom right corner of any YouTube video.
Oh, there you go. So there's the officer getting hit. They circle him even. I'm sorry, they square him. Let's be precise. They square him. And now they show 2 videos of him being hit. Okay. So what was the
Can you
point
go back and slow it down? It's not clear to me if he actually is.
Let's slow it down as much as we can. Where's the speed? Oh, playback speed. Let's do the slowest possible.
And keep in mind, the statement that Kristi Noem said is that this person like ran over the officers.
Well, Trump did, and Trump lied.
And Trump and Kristi Noem both said that. Have they retracted those statements?
Play the video. Stop changing the subject.
Do you want me to tell you that Trump lied? I'll say it again.
Same subject.
Trump lied. He put out a statement the guy got run over and that he's lucky to be alive,
But
and that's not
never
correct.
retracted the statement.
Yeah, that's a bad thing. He should. Watch the feet slide. The moonwalk. Oh, look at that slide. Man, he's better than MJ.
It's like a wedding.
Hit.
Yeah.
Like to deny that he was hit is to deny what you're looking at.
It might have made contact with him. It's unclear.
Come on!
This is what sophistry is. Do you understand?
No, I'm saying. No,
How did his feet slide?
Because maybe either he could have moved back. He could have moved back suddenly or angled his body.
How?
He could have tripped backwards.
One foot is off the ground, 1 foot sliding. How do you do that?
It's also possible that the vehicle made contact with him.
This is like in the NFL when your team makes the game-winning catch and then they do the replay and it's obviously at a foot out of bounds and then they're like, well, I don't know, maybe his shoelace was in bounds.
You know,
like, oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't want to be derisive or anything, but it really is that you're just denying the evidence right in front of your face.
Yeah, for political reasons.
We brought up the thing that you wanted us to bring up. You see his foot slide. The other one, you see the car contact his body and he's pushed out of the way because the car contacts his body.
It's not even clear to me that his feet are sliding. He could have been jumping back.
He wasn't jumping back. Look, the foot's sliding.
No. Tim asked me how could he have moved this way were it not for the car touching him, and I'm saying it's possible he could have jumped back to avoid coming in contact with the vehicle.
Yeah, there could have been like a seance nearby.
Sure, yeah.
Jumping backwards while keeping your center of gravity stable and sliding in front of the ground is very difficult.
Tim, it is Minneapolis. There's a lot of Somali black magic. Maybe a spell was cast and it like slid him back. I don't know. There's a lot of possibilities on the table.
I mean, his feet are sliding.
But I'll even grant, even if it made contact with him, that still to me does not rise to the level of an imminent
hit
threat
by a
of
car.
death.
we can hit cops now?
Car is coming in contact.
I mean, to be honest, the left always accepted that.
That doesn't
true.
mean.
Let's listen to what the New York Times has to say.
And how does shooting somebody in a car stop?
Now we're moving the goalpost.
How?
Because you're like talking about, well, how does shooting someone in a car? But it doesn't matter. The point is, he was hit by the car.
It does matter because his training and his policy, as per DHS and ICE, is that you're not supposed to be in front of a vehicle, and that shooting at an individual in a vehicle does not actually eliminate a deadly threat coming your way from somebody in a vehicle.
It's that you can't, and we went over this with Dave, who pulled up the actual exclusions, and it was, you can only use lethal force against a vehicle if the vehicle is being driven in a way that constitutes a threat of great bodily harm or death to you or others.
This is from NBC. The way ICE officers approached the vehicle involved in today's shooting was counter to their training, a senior Department of Homeland Security official told NBC News. The official said ICE officers are trained, 1, never to approach a vehicle from the front, 2, to approach vehicles or possibly armed people in a tactical 90-degree angle to prevent injury or crossfire. 3, not to shoot at a moving vehicle. 4, only to use force if there is immediate risk of serious injury or death. ICE officers are also instructed that firing at a vehicle will not make it stop moving in the direction of the officer.
And what was that part about if it's going to cause bodily harm or death?
Only use force if there's immediate risk of serious injury
once
or
again,
death.
we're back to all of this just being
But again,
opinion
ICE officers are instructed that firing at a vehicle will not make it stop moving in the direction of an officer. So my point was, even if the car made contact with the officer,
that's fine.
My point is, even if the car made contact with the officer, that does not mean that shooting at that person or using deadly force in this instance would be justified. And then this is still not even getting to the fact that he shot her 2 more times after.
In the span of a second.
The side, yes.
Yeah, in the span of 1 second after getting hit, he goes 1, 2, 3. Right?
Trump and others said the federal agent was hit by the SUV, often pointing to another video filmed from a different angle. And it's true that at this moment in this grainy low-resolution footage, it does look like the agent is being struck by the SUV.
It looks like
It does indeed look like he's being struck by the SUV.
After?
That he wasn't run over. Agreed. Trump was wrong or lied when he said he was run over. That never happened.
Right.
But it does appear in this video he was struck, and I would also say his feet sliding on the ground basically prove it. There's no way to do that. That's just not reality. His left foot is off the ground and his right foot is sliding. Okay? And then let's just do this because I love doing this. Oh, look, her tire's spinning out while pointed at the officer.
You can see the tire spin and the weight shift. The ass end goes down.
And it doesn't even knock him over. This doesn't speak to the fact that he's amazing for being able to maintain a center of gravity. It speaks to me that if he made contact with the vehicle, and I'll grant for the sake of the argument that he did, then it was at such a low acceleration that to think that he was at risk for imminent death or severe bodily injury is unreasonable to me.
I think there's two different factors at play. One, political tribesmanship results in, and this is true of conservatives, but it's slightly less. I call it like 60-40, 40-60. There are a lot of conservatives that will say Trump can do nothing wrong, like literally whatever he does. And it's just like, that's stupid. But it's 40% of the time. And that's because the Republican Party has historically been a little bit smaller than Democrats, and Trump only wins with this moderate coalition that eventually came in. So people like me or Elon Musk or Joe Rogan, who are going to call out Trump in 2 seconds when he does dumb things, like we shouldn't have gone in Venezuela. I think that was a mistake. We'll see how that plays out. Trump is lying about the cop being run over. It's clearly not true. But then there are people who are going to be like, no, Trump is right, doesn't matter. On the left, it's an inversion. It's more likely they're going to just say whatever they say in the majority to defend the liberal tribe. And I think this is related to cancel culture because the right is less likely to cancel you and the left is more likely to cancel you. So why is it so difficult for us to get liberals to come on this show or any other show? Because they're going to get canceled after the fact just for associating. And conservatives don't do that. So liberals are more likely to just say, I will say anything to fit in with the tribe so I don't get canceled. Whereas the right has that faction, but is less likely to do that because you're going to have middle of the road people who say Trump is lying. I don't care. You can believe whatever you want, but Trump is lying.
You think that the majority of like moderate voters agree with your analysis over mine?
Yes.
Well, no. I'm not. I would say right now, I honestly don't know. This just happened, and we don't have a public perception. What I would say is we tend to find when you look at wide-scale polling that independent voters, swing voters, they tend to align with, like my views tend to align with theirs quite a bit. So you'll notice that. Let me pull up civics as a good example. And you can see where the Trump bias is, and you can see where the liberal bias is. And it's funny how Democrats respond to things and independents. Oh, actually, is it going to let me do it? Okay, yeah, let's try national economy. So you can actually see the hilarity of this in the hyperpartisanship of everybody. You go to Democrat. How would you rate the condition of the national economy right now? Take a look at this. For some reason, on January 20th, January 2021, you immediately have this shift. Where are we at? Party Democrat. So in 2008, you have a fairly good 45%, 26% fairly bad, 13% very bad, 11% unsure, blah, blah, blah. Right around election, the opinion on the economy inverts, and now the economy is very, very bad. Okay, well, that doesn't make no sense. And this is January 20th. And to be fair, COVID, right? So let's jump to the front where we can see January of 2025. Because to be fair, January of 2020 was an election year. It was COVID. So that I should clarify, that's where things kind of make sense. It was a Trump term. Democrats actually thought things were kind of okay. Well, hold on there, gosh darn minute. Now we're in Biden's term. In Biden's term, 53% of Democrats say the economy is fairly good. The moment Trump is inaugurated, they now claim the economy is very bad. That's not a real opinion, is it?
I mean, it's a real opinion, but it's biased. Yeah.
It's not a real opinion.
It's not a real opinion.
It's not a real opinion. It's just me saying I hate Trump. Because you can't be like, a week ago, the economy was perfect. A week later, the economy is bad. That's a lie. But hold on, don't get me wrong. I got Republicans for this one, too. We ain't playing no silly games. Republicans are the exact same. That's not exactly the same, but it's similar. Take a look at this. During Joe Biden, all the Republicans said the economy was very bad. And then you get election day, and it starts to drop. Right at inauguration day, it drops. 46 very bad, 41 very bad. So we've got 87% of Republicans in the economy is somewhat bad. The moment Trump gets in, it flips. And now it's 60% fairly good. That is not a real opinion. And you can see the trends. When a Democrat's in office, it's bad. When a Republican's in office, it's good, because this is fake. We go to independent, and what do we find? it more likely aligns. Now, this is where you get real opinion. Around COVID, there's an inversion. Makes a lot of sense. You don't see the harsh turns that you'll end up seeing during elections among independent voters. And what I would say right now, as I've said for the past 7-8 months since Trump has been in, the economy is not good. And the reason Trump is taking actions on institutional investors is because he's trying to get home prices lower. Earlier in the year, he said that he wants home prices to be high because boomers like having their equity in homes. And I said the economy is bad, Gen Z's screwed, and independent voters tend to follow that. So I would argue that the point is, Republican Party historically smaller than Democrats. That's why I call it 60-40, 40-60. Democratic Party larger. What that means is, on left-aligned individuals, they tend to, in the majority, and for Republican-aligned individuals, they have their cult, but their coalition has independent voters. That's how Trump ended up winning in 2024, largely suburban housewives and working-class people in swing states. That's the independent voters that are pointing this out. So I can go to a conservative and I can go to a Trump supporter and say, yeah, Trump lied. Trump said outright the guy got run over. He clearly did not get run over. In fact, I doubt he was injured at all. Yeah. Maybe a minor ankle sprain if you want to be in the most extreme. No. It doesn't change whether or not he felt he was about to be crushed, because we had that Amy, I forgot her name, the officer in Baltimore who was crushed in a second by a vehicle standing in the same place.
And I'm a major Trump supporter, and I agree with you, Tim. I would get canceled and I don't care, right? And so there's a faction of people that are out there and just telling the truth about how they feel. If I were to care about what other people think, then it's not really my opinion anymore. And that's the problem that I'm seeing with the social media mob, is that they're more looking toward, oh, what are my followers going to think? Or how do I get more followers? And that's the issue.
Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.